No. I got it. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's Monday morning. That means time for the Me More. And oh my God, was it a weekend? So here's the thing that we want to talk about this morning. Uh, y'all remember the State of the Union address? The best State of the
Greatest.
Union address ever given. I
I
mean,
mean, quite possibly.
uh,
Yeah.
like I think there's actually a legitimate argument for that. Because I mean, let's be real. The State of the Union address is boring. This one wasn't. And then, but we've talked about that. We've talked about some of the good stuff that Trump talked about, some of the good stuff that he did, uh, connected to the State of the Union address. That was all, I mean, solid. Everything about it was just awesome. Well, there have been developments because, my friends, let me tell you, Nancy could not have shot herself in the foot more if she had ripped the speech a fifth or sixth time. So, there's a video that has come out. Damn, it doesn't. Okay, so there's a video that's come out showing Nancy ripping the speech. This video is 5.5 minutes long. I don't know who did it, but the Donald retweeted it, and the Democrat Party is working to get it suppressed. The DNC and Pelosi have filed and tried to get Facebook and Twitter to remove the video to prevent it from being shown. Right? See, here, Donald. Is this the veteran's wife who? Yeah,
This is the veteran's
this
wife.
is not. No. This isn't the veteran's wife. This is daddy coming home from deployment, right? Um,
Which would make that woman a veteran's wife.
no, he is not a veteran because he is still on active duty.
Oh, why? Okay, fair
He
enough.
is not a veteran until he leaves active duty. That's what veteran means. That you used to be a badass. See, I'm a veteran because I'm old and fat now. So the argument that is being put forward by these nutbags is that the video is deceptively edited and that Nancy didn't actually tear the speech up that many times. That it's the New York Times, the New York Post. One of their writers is up in arms about this. Oh, it's deceptively edited. They're trying to make it look like Nancy tore the speech after everything that Donald Trump said. Okay, for starters, in fact, Nancy Pelosi did tear the speech after everything that Donald Trump said. Now, a more precise statement is Donald Trump said everything that he said, and then Nancy tore the speech. That is a more technically correct statement. But the fact of the matter is, she did tear the speech up after everything he said. And it is not the case that she only tore the speech up once. The fact of the matter, as revealed by video evidence now, is that before he was done speaking, she separated the speech into four even-ish piles and pre-ripped the edges of the pages so that she could easily tear them. She didn't just stand up and throw a hissy fit and rip the speech in half.
No,
She
this was
committed
pre-planned.
she committed a premeditated act of malice. Um, she tore the speech over and over and over. Exactly that many overs.
But even if all she did was tear it once, the point still stands. Like, Trump honored all these people. He said socialism bad, America good, and that's what she ripped up. Like, yes, of course, you and I work in film and we understand, the power of the edit. And you've
Oh
even
yeah,
been to film
I
school.
can turn your wedding vows into a ransom note. Please believe. But that would be deceptive.
Yeah, this is colorful, and there's definitely some editorial, stuff going on here. But as far as the basic point, no, Nancy Pelosi wanted to publicly rip up Trump's speech. And the only reason you would do that on camera, on purpose, is to disagree with it. And that's fine. If you want to have your symbolic gesture, have your symbolic gesture. But you can't get mad when people interpret it accurately. I mean, because that's what's happened. This video just drives the point home.
In fact, the only criticism I really have of this video is it's just too long. it
Well,
it should have been it should have been done with much shorter clips.
I think even that criticism is pretty mild because it's really trying to hammer the point home, like pro-American agenda. Let's hear what Donald said in context, and then let's rip up the speech. And you just have to wonder what kind of a calculation was this on Nancy's part? Because as I was watching the State of the Union, getting a little misty here and there, and I admit that I did. I got a little weepy. It was amazing for what it was. But I saw she continued to shuffle the papers around and whatever, and I wondered, what in the hell is she doing? And of course, now we know what she was doing was setting up her stunt, and it
Yeah, and
landed with.
I thought that maybe she was trying to distract herself, that she was just bored, not paying attention. Um, but no, that's not it. What she was doing is she was creating that stunt. Oh, you froze for a second there, brother. I thought I was about to lose you. Oh,
It's almost time to fire AT&T. Almost. Sign that
hallelujah.
stupid contract.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to shill for I don't want to shill for an internet provider, but I've had a great experience with Comcast so far. Um, y'all can mail that check, by the way, too. Anyway,
I know what she was going for. She was trying to fire up the base, and to some extent it worked because literally the next morning I was seeing gifs of her ripping the speech from some more feminist inspired social media pages. But for the majority of people, it really looks like it landed with a thud.
oh
The
no, I wouldn't say that at all. I'd say she very successfully fired up Trump's base.
See, but here's the thing, it didn't really fire me up. I almost feel sorry for her that this is what she's reduced to. And I'm fine, when your enemies, destroy themselves, let them. But it's just so pathetic. It's this it's this armless, legless thing that rolls down the street like a turd in the wind. There's your comic book reference for the morning. But it's pathetic, is what it is. It's not even offensive. And
Like a turd in the wind.
the staggering hypocrisy, because Donald Trump is supposed to be the one that cannot act polite. He can't act presidential. He doesn't understand how to operate inside the modern body politic. And yet he gives a State of the Union address, looks extremely presidential in the classic sense of the word. And then Nancy's the one who looks like a petulant child. And wait a minute, I thought it was Trump that fights dirty and looks like a petulant child and all of that. And look, let me be clear. I don't think there's anything wrong with dirty pool and politics. It is what it is. You might as well go ahead and accept it. But Trump's supposed to be the one who's the bad guy. He's supposed to look like a bad guy. And here it is. It's Nancy that just, golly, man.
Now, see, I'm
Well,
I'm going to give you a little pushback there. I do think there's something wrong with dirty pool in politics. I don't want our politics to be dirty pool like it is. But the fact of the matter is this: if the enemy fights dirty and you don't sink to their level, you're a sucker
you'll lose.
because you'll lose every time.
I
After
forget that.
after Bush, McCain, and Romney, after the way those three men were treated, and God, hey, I hate Romney, and I hated McCain, and I don't have a very high opinion of Bush. I mean, I don't have a particularly high opinion of Republicans in general since Reagan until Trump, with a very few exceptions. Um, I like Ted. I like I like Dan. Uh,
Yeah,
that's
but the
about
Ted
it.
Cruzes and the Rand Pauls are very far and few between.
And I mean, even Rand Paul, his anyway. Um, Rand Paul's all right domestically. Ugh. Anyway, um, damn, Cameron, I lost my thread there.
Oh, well,
Oh, war is prior to ethics. Donald Trump is winning because he understands that the enemy fights dirty, and you don't have a choice not to. You don't have a choice. The enemy will not let you play by Marcus Queensbury rules.
yeah, I for,
They're not interested in fair sport. They are poor sports. What it means to be a good okay, it's we're running on. I'm gonna have to get going in just a second here. So I wanted to talk a little bit about how nasty the left has been to Jordan Peterson and Rush Limbaugh with their illnesses and all that. We may have to just talk about that later on this week. But uh, quick mention on some stuff from Jordan Peterson. God, yep, I've been up since 3. Um, Peterson talks about fair play and what it means to be a good sport. As parents, we'll tell our children almost reflexively, it's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. That's not true, except when it is. And here's the point that Peterson makes: winning an individual game is less important than being invited back to play in iterations. So he likes to use the example of rats. Rats like rough and tumble play. All living things, especially when they're younger, like rough and tumble play. They have a biological imperative to engage in dangerous activity with their larger, more mature counterparts in order to learn when you go too far, how what you're capable of, et cetera, et cetera. If the big rat and the little rat wrestle and the big rat pins the little rat every time, the little rat won't ask the big rat to come and play. The point to the idiom that it's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game is to instill this idea that good sportsmanship is the quality that people need in order to be invited back to play. This also applies to politics and business dealings. If you deal fairly with people, they will deal with you again, right? If we're talking about Peterson, let's talk about plumbers. If you're a good plumber, people will refer you to their friends so that you can be their plumber. And then when they need a plumber again, they'll remember that you treated them well and they'll ask you to come back. So if we had good politics, Marcus of Queensbury rules type of thing, where people were treating each other fairly and in good taste, then we could have that and that would be preferable. But the fact of the matter is that the Democrats are bad sports. They're sore losers and they're active cheaters.
Well, they
right?
can't be honest about what their end goal is. What winning for a Democrat is that's what they can't tell you the truth about.
Right. A
Bur-
Democrat never believes that they have won unless they have also caused harm. They don't want, they do not want to get the thing that they say they want unless it comes with the addendum that it caused harm to someone else.
Yes, and not only that, but I mean they have to lie about the granular details as well. Like there's a reason why like I've been to Bernie's website and I've put my income in his tax calculator, and it says that I'll actually have more disposable income at the end of Bernie's magical socialism voodoo. But it's awfully light on the details about how we get there. And of course, the thing that's being left out is everybody's taxes are going to go up. And it's one of the things that Joe Biden even pointed out in the most recent Democrat debate
Yeah,
that
the most
Bernie's,
conservative estimates on Bernie's healthcare plan cost more than the current national budget.
yes, that's what Joe Biden was talking about, that you literally have to double the national budget to pay for Bernie's plan. There's no way you don't have across the board tax cuts that include the middle
Tax
class. And
increases.
uh,
You,
yeah,
you
there's
said
no
tax
way.
cuts.
Oh, yeah, tax increases. Sorry, I'm on the right. So, tax cuts are the thing we should be talking about. But he even has to lie about that because if he came out and said, "Oh, yeah, everybody, your taxes are going up by at least 20%, but I swear when you get that free health care, it'll be worth it." Well, then Bernie Sanders loses. He gets maybe a third of the vote, tops. And that's where the left is stuck at. They have to perpetually be dishonest. They have to. Because if we had the fair fight, they'd never win. They can't win on the issues. They can't. There's too much evidence, too much precedence that, for example, when you deregulate, when you not just cut taxes, but flatten out the tax code itself so that it is easier to comply with, the resulting economic boom actually increases receipts to the federal treasury. This is not theory. This is fact. We've seen it happen multiple times now. And yet, for some reason, we got to soak the rich. They got to pay more. And that's why they have to. That's why they have to fight unfairly. Because if they fight fair, they lose.
Well, and
Just
another
period.
okay, and I'm going to make this one last point real quick, and then I really have to get going. Um, and this is something that you and I need to just discuss offline a little bit later, but I want to make a point real quick. Bernie's offering free health care that comes with a massive tax increase. The people that he's selling that to lose. They lose, they lose, they lose. Because the fact is this: if you're a veteran or you're on some kind of welfare, if you already qualify for the welfare programs, who are the people that Bernie is selling to? Let's be clear. Bernie is taking the lowest income people and targeting them. And what they don't understand is they already have free health care through Medicaid. So they're going to get nothing and have their incomes reduced. So they're going to be billed for nothing. They don't understand that yet, and they need to. So that's all I've got. Well, no, I've got a lot. I could actually just keep rolling this morning, but I've got to get rolling. So, any last thoughts there, Cameroon? You're muted.
That there's a reason why, as people get older and their income increases, they tend to track to the right, at least on economic issues. Like I mean, that's why that happens. They begin to understand the value of money is not the little dollar bill that you hold, but what it represents.
Yep. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am 10 minutes later and I want to be getting out the door. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Until then, be safe. Go to work. All right, brother.
Whoosh.
I'll be on the road until about almost 8 o'clock, so feel free to give me a call.
All right, later.
All right, bye-bye.